Good day, everybody. It's Zach Lindquist here. I'm finally back from vacation and glad to be back. The trip to and from Florida from North Texas is a pretty long one. I honestly felt a bit lagged when I got back here. It's been a pretty slow week. I haven't really gotten that much done this week so far, although I seem to have managed to injure my chest while working out, so I'll have to get that taken care of. It's either a strained muscle or something wrong with the cartilage attaching my sternum to my rib cage. But I'm either way, the recovery process is mostly the same. But on to topics that you actually care about. So I'd like to start off by reading something that I did not write. I wish I'd written this. I wish I'd written something even close to this profound. It says, everything that God made valuable in the world is covered and hard to get to. Where do you find diamonds? Deep underground, covered and protected. Where do you find pearls? Deep down at the bottom of the ocean, covered and protected in a beautiful shell. Where do you find gold? Way down in the mine, covered with layers and layers of rock. You've got to work hard to get to them. Your body is sacred. You're far more precious than diamonds and pearls, and you should be covered too. That is Muhammad Ali, actually, giving his advice to his young daughter, Hannah. So according to Ali, and I have to say that I concur, you prove what value you see in yourself with the way that you present yourself. If you value yourself so little that you present your body as bait, then the men whom you attract are going to be appropriately fishy.
Oh boy.
Sorry, I had to do it, but I do mean it. A woman who knows her worth mandates a high price to get her. Now that's why you're called females. And excuse the poor wordplay, but men have to earn you. A good woman comes at a cost. Now, my wonderful wife came at the cost of my freedom. I had to commit my life to her in order to get her, and I have to say, it was worth it. But a woman is infinitesimally more valuable than any diamond or pearl, and she has to value herself as such. The diamond in my wife's hand is probably worth more than my car, but it is a grain of sand barely even registerable compared to her, the woman who is wearing it. So why should she not have been hard for me to get to? Now, a man ought to be made to labor and to work hard in order to reach the heart of a woman, to pay the highest price that he can in order to have her. If a man wants something or someone worth unfathomably more than any quantity of gold, then he must be willing to value her as such and to commit the rest of his life to her as payments. If he is unwilling to pay what God himself has charged for her, then he should not really have her, now should he? Now, ladies, if you do not make a man earn you and pay with his freedom to see you and to have you, then you do not value yourself the way that God your Father does. Your value is beyond counting and demands just compensation. You are not meant to give yourself away for free. Now, here is the problem, one of many, with attracting a partner by using your body. Your body is going to change. It is unavoidable. You will get older. You will get old and wrinkly. You're probably going to gain weight. You're going to get gray. And the body that you used to have, the one that you used to attract your partner, is no longer going to exist, right? So, to put that in a single statement, if you attract a man with your body, you will likewise repel him with your body. Proverbs 14:1 says, "A wise woman builds her house, while a foolish woman tears hers down by her own efforts." I'm sure you're familiar with the old classic children's tale, The Three Little Pigs, right? All three little pigs built their own individual houses. The first little pig built his house out of straw, the second out of sticks, and the third little pig built his house out of brick and stone. Only one of those three houses was left standing after the big bad wolf huffed and puffed and blew the house down. The brick house was built from the sturdiest foundation. As a result, that house withstood even the harshest of winds. Now, the first little pig did build a house, but he did not do so from a firm foundation or from the sturdiest of material. His house could not withstand the wolf blowing upon it, right? But that little pig tore his own house down long before the wolf arrived in its poor construction. His house was ultimately destroyed by his own efforts. When a woman attracts a man by dressing provocatively, by using her body, she is effectively building her own house out of straw, and even that is only if the house manages to be built in the first place, if the man she attracts chooses to stick around for more than one night. That woman did not lay down a strong foundation of character, virtue, and love that a stone base consists of, but instead went with these straw walls of lust and sexual sin. The big bad wolf called time brings with it many winds: age, sickness, pregnancy, take your pick. And if any one of those blows upon that straw house, you can say requiescat in pace to that straw house. Okay? Of course, most of the men whom a woman snags by utilizing straw tactics, as I call them, will not even stick around in order to build a shaky house. They'll just be gone after the first night. If you are using straw tactics, attracting men by dressing like an exotic dancer and seducing them with your flesh, then do not complain that the men you attract are pigs, so to speak. Okay? If you attract men that way, you shout to them that you are very weak of character. As a result, the men you attract will be very feeble of character as well. You tore down your house before it was even built. If you want better men, practice better behaviors. Now, some of you might be thinking, yeah, but men should treat me like a princess with dignity and respect, no matter how I dress and no matter how I act. Well, yeah, of course they should. Bad men should do a lot of things, right? Bad men should avoid lying, cheating, and stealing. They should live a pure and virtuous life. Bad men should treat you with respect and dignity, but that ain't gonna happen. You know why? Because they're bad men. That's not how bad men do things. That's not what they do. I know that's a shocker to some of you, but that's not how things work. And bad men are exactly who you are going to attract with straw tactic behaviors. And you can fully expect for bad men to not behave like bad men all you want, but you're not going to change the state of reality with wishful thinking, okay? Sorry to tell you. And bad men, sadly, will not magically behave like good ones just because you wish them to. You can put that fairy godmother back in your back pocket. She's not going to do nothing, all right? Now, good men will treat you with love and respect no matter what. But good men are not who you are going to lure to your side with tight-fitting clothes, exposed flesh paired with a seductive attitude. If a man is wise, he will not date a woman who carries herself in such a way. Do not complain about the character of men if your own outwardly expressed character shows to be in shambles. And for the love of all things good and holy, do not tell me that if you attract a bad man that you are going to be the one to change him.
You are stupid.
You can't get more cliche than that, but it still happens to this day. And bad men do not become good men for bad girls. And in my experience, bad girls, as they're called, are just weak-willed women who put on the show because they're lonely and want to give the bad boys what they want. These are the women whom the bad men think they can use. A man will not change his immoral ways for a weak-willed woman who gives him everything his flesh desires and attracts his attention by showing off her body and presenting the allure of commitment-free sex. That's not really going to change him. And if a man is only interested in you if you wear pants that accent your butt and a shirt that leaves nothing to the imagination, then stay away from that sad, sorry, pathetic excuse of a man and run. I can assure you that dressing subtly works in your best interest. The very first thing that caught my attention when I laid eyes on my beautiful wife for the very first time from across a crowded dance floor was how self-respecting she seemed, how conservatively she was dressed relative to all the other women in the bar that we were in, right? With their half shirts and their shorts that extended maybe 3 inches total from their waistline. And this is to say nothing of the fact that she sat out any and every song that played that was accompanied by people on the dance floor grinding on one another. And seriously, how is that even considered dancing? How did that even get started? I feel every time I see something like that, I feel the overwhelming urge to call law enforcement and report a mass sexual assault. It's just so gross. But I digress. My wife's character was reflected in her appearance, how she presented herself to those around her. That's how I knew that I had to meet this woman. She attracted me not with her body, but with her persona, with her expressed character. When I spoke to her, I was not staring at her surface-level features. I was digging for the diamonds in her heart. This woman knew how to build a sturdy house. She was building out of brick. And it's not her fault that she ended up with a broke loser whose first book isn't exactly a bestseller, but again, I digress. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you appreciated what you heard, don't forget to like, share, and of course, subscribe. All three would help me out immensely. And of course, if you were offended by all of the mansplaining that went on in this video, don't forget to leave your vitriolic comment down below. but please keep it clean. This is a Christian channel. And of course, if you have not yet, don't forget to check out my first book, Back to the Basics of Love, A Single Christian's Guide to Dating, Sex, and Morality in a Secular World. I truly believe in this book. I would not have written it otherwise. So please get yourself a copy, get your friends a copy, your loved ones a copy. Spread the word about it by all means. Thank you so very much for your time, and God bless.